Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you focused learners here today. Look, we are going to completely demystify the transition from being a full-time employee to building a seriously successful part-time freelance income stream. Because let's face it, so many working professionals quietly wonder if they can actually freelance on the side, but then they get totally stuck in that trap of perfect planning. Our goal today? We're going to bridge that massive gap between just wondering about it and actually doing it. We are breaking down the exact frameworks, checklists, and tools you need to move forward confidently without risking your 9-to-5 stability.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is the roadmap, providing our structured container to confidently move from idea to income in your spare time. We've got 6 phases: the employee mindset reset, top freelance skills for 2026, positioning and proof of work, the minimum viable setup, pricing your services, and finally, landing your first client.
Section 1, the employee mindset reset. This is all about the invisible work you have to do before the pitch. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why the biggest barrier to entry isn't actually your talent. It's failing to make the mental shift from an employee identity to a professional service provider. As an employee, you're conditioned to wait to be assigned work, right? You kind of avoid visibility, let your boss handle the sales, and your time simply equals your salary. But the freelance mindset? Total reset. You have to proactively create opportunities. You have to actively own your expertise, manage your own risk, and realize that your time is leverage. You're the product, the salesperson, and the boss all rolled into one. So before we go any further, I want you to literally pause and reflect on these 4 foundational questions from the source material. We call this the identity audit. Ask yourself, what would you do professionally if you knew you absolutely couldn't fail? What do people naturally come to you for already? What is stopping you from charging for this outside your day job? And really importantly, what does enough freelance income per month actually look like for you? Getting super clear on this establishes your foundational baseline.
Moving to Section 2, top freelance skills for 2026. No CVs, just solutions.
Look, the job market has completely evolved. The barrier to entry today isn't about submitting a fancy CV or having a specific degree anymore. It's entirely about having proof of work. The digital world is starving for content and efficiency. So let me ask you, can you help a local business stop the scroll? If you can, you have a career. Things like conversion copywriters writing the exact 3 lines of text that make someone click buy, or viral video architects pacing reels perfectly. Even on the technical side, web hygiene specialists aren't coding from scratch. They're just fixing broken plugins and speeding up loading times. These roles solve immediate painful problems for real business owners.
So the crucial point is perfectly summarized by Sovik Mehra here. In 2026, companies aren't hunting for CVs, they're hunting for solutions. True freelancing means trading your passive scrolling time for actionable, focused problem solving.
Section 3, positioning and proof of work. Time to ditch the I do everything trap. When you're just starting out, it is so incredibly tempting to offer every single skill you have. But here's the reality. Trying to offer everything is a massive mistake. Instead, you've got to narrow it down until it cuts through the noise. Use this exact formula. Combine your top skill, plus a highly specific audience, plus a named problem. Let me be clear. Businesses is not an audience, but D2C e-commerce founders with under 50 employees, now that is a targeted audience. When those 3 align, your pitch practically writes itself. But you might be wondering, how do I prove I can solve their problem if I've literally never had a paying client? Well, you use the ghost project method. It's a brilliant 3-step process to instantly build proof of work. First, find a problem out in the wild, like a local brand with a painfully slow website. Second, fix it for free on your own time. And third, present that mock-up to the brand. Say, hey, I saw your site was slow, so I built this to show how it could look. Even if they don't hire you right then and there, you just built a real-world portfolio piece out of thin air. And say your specific skill is writing. You don't need viral content to impress a client. You can use this exact structural template to start pitching immediately. The best performing formats are how-tos and listicles. Just write 3 short 300 to 500 word sample posts using this framework, edit them ruthlessly, and boom, you have exactly what you need to go to market. Section 4, the minimum viable setup. Stop over-preparing and start doing. I really want to de-escalate any anxiety you might have right now about starting a business. You absolutely do not need a registered company or a massive expensive website. You just need a minimum viable setup, and you can literally complete these 3 lanes in a few hours over a weekend. First, financial. Just open a separate bank account to keep taxes simple. Second, digital presence. Update your LinkedIn and throw up a simple one-page Notion or card site. Third, your tool stack. Use Notion for project management, Toggle for time tracking, and Wave for your invoices. That is the whole shebang. You're in business. Of course, you'll need a simple contract. These are the absolute non-negotiables from the Freelancer Map template. Make sure you've got your description of services, pricing, and payment terms. Always ask for 30% upfront, by the way. Plus the project scope, legal liability, and a termination clause. This isn't just bureaucratic red tape. This simple document protects your precious time and your client's expectations. Section 5. Pricing your freelance services. Seriously, don't just guess your rate. Okay, pricing is easily the most anxiety-inducing part of freelancing. Let's move to and see how this builds our mathematical framework to completely eliminate fear-based pricing. It's called the income backward calculation. Step 1, set your monthly target, let's say 20 to 50,000 rupees. Step 2, estimate your available hours, let's say 8 to 15 hours a week. Step 3 is the secret sauce. Calculate your true billable hours by subtracting 30% for admin and marketing. Finally, step 4, divide your target by those billable hours. That number right there? That is your minimum hourly rate. It's rooted in math, not fear. Now, I need to deliver this warning very firmly. Never, ever compete on price. If a client wants you to work for pennies for exposure, walk away. Exposure won't pay your internet bill. Discounting your rate just signals desperation. If they're on a tight budget, the pro move is to discount your scope. You just do less work for less money. Section 6. Landing your first client. Warm conversations always beat cold DMs. The wrong order of operations here is building a website and just waiting for inbound leads to magically appear. You have to talk to people first. As a part-time freelancer, you have to be ruthlessly selective with your time. You should be spending 70% of your energy on warm network outreach. Why? Because the effort is low, but the conversion quality is sky high. Cold emails, high effort, low returns. Stick to your warm network. And you don't even need to guess what to say. Use this exact script out loud. Hey, I hope you're doing well. I've recently started offering service to audience, and I thought of you immediately. I'd love to chat for 20 minutes to explore whether there's a fit. It's totally low pressure. Send this to 10 to 15 former colleagues or managers immediately. You're offering genuine value, not asking for a favor. So here is your weekend action checklist. List 15 warm contacts. Send that exact message. Aim for just 3 discovery calls. And please remember, the money is literally in the follow-up. Most freelancers send 1 message and then give up forever. If you master the 2nd and 3rd follow-up, you win. Once that client finally says yes, you rely on the 3 pillars of delivery: clear scope, proactive communication, and rigidly protected time blocks. That right there is the absolute secret to juggling freelance work alongside your 9 to 5 without totally burning yourself out. We've covered so much ground today, so I'll leave you with this final thought based on everything in our explainer. What's your move in 2026? Are you leaning more towards the creative side, or are you feeling the technical side? Whatever path you choose, you now have the exact blueprint to take that first step. Thanks for hanging out with me. Now get out there and start building your proof of work.